So, brothers, I've gathered you all here today for our wonderful Team Plasma meeting. Today, we must collect all the Pokemon plushes in the world and set them free to be who they need to be. I will now send my collection free. Go, brothers!
Look at them, dude. Look at all of them. Be free!
All Pokemon
Go!
freedom!
Fly away,
Yes!
my little babies. Oh, wait. What do you do? I got one more. I got one more. I gotta set free.
Oh yeah, see you, Toad.
There we go.
Oh yeah, my favorite Pokemon
Toad,
too.
you know, yeah.
LJ, you're our newest member, so who are you? Who is the plushie you're setting free? Amazing.
It landed on my head.
I see
That's
you.
amazing.
Holy shit. Brought to you by Cheez-Its.
Here at the Boosty Podcast, we like to talk about video games old and new in retrospect and just, give them reviews if they're brand new. Today, though, we are in the middle of our Pokemon series, and we're talking about Generation 5, Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. But yeah, I'm Favlam.
Hi, I'm Gabe.
I'm Short Diffuse.
And today...
I'm Shiny Collector.
Hi,
Shiny
Collector.
I was so ready with this.
No, you're good, you're good. And today, we have our lovely guest with us today.
I'm Shiny Collector.
There you go. Thank you.
Nailed it.
LJ, what do you do? What's your stuff? What's your niche?
So yeah, my niche is Shiny Pokemon. I mostly enjoy the rarer ones. I have a lot of excitement in the rarity because, it's so uncommon that when you find them, you get that moment of excitement, and it's just such a blast. And even within that, I like to try to find them in different unique ways, like through glitches in Generation 1 or maybe in the GameCube games, all different kinds of ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yo.
What's like your favorite like generation of shiny hunt? And do you have like a favorite at all, or kind of more just whatever?
So I don't have a favorite specifically, but I do really like Gen 4 because it has a lot of those unique ways in it.
Okay.
Like you can use Poke Radar, even to hunt at full odds within that. You can have different ways to manipulate the Safari Zone in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You have Swarms, of course. Hoenn Sound and Sinnoh Sound, GBA inserts in the Sinnoh game. So many different options. I feel like they really gave the variety. I
remember when I was first kind of introduced to shiny, sorry, I know we're kind of like doing this little, but when I was first introduced to shiny hunting, I was like, oh, people just run around in the grass. I didn't know there was the egg method, which is called, I forget what the egg method is called. It's like Mazuda, that, yeah. And then and then there's all these, Poke Radar, and then when Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl, whatever, or Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I don't know. But BDSM came out, and I was like, whoa, there's like another, method, and then I see like everybody doing it, and I'm like, holy, like that's I think it's really cool. I don't have the patience to like run around in the grass and not see them. I would go insane, but like, so, I think that's awesome, like seeing that kind of stuff, people like, figuring out these new methods, the whole odds thing. I don't know. Just that's my take. I thought that was, that's cool to see all these different methods. I just word vomited. I do that. Okay, sorry.
No, you did. You're good. I always like to, we have a lot of shiny hunters on this podcast, so it's always nice to get insight from them and how they like shiny hunt, what's their favorite stuff. I think you're the third or fourth shiny hunter we've had on the podcast. It was Quinn, Whimsy,
Jacob. I think Jacob.
Jacob's a shiny hunter. Yeah, Jacob's a shiny hunter. I think literally everybody we've had,
probably.
I think everybody, we've had has been, except for Yami. That's it. That's the only one that hasn't been a shiny hunter.
Yami's dabbled in shiny hunting though.
Yeah, but that's not his like main steez. He's
sandwich
more of
man.
I'm gonna fucking get my butthole kicked in Crystal Kaizo.
Oh, Godspeed, soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Yeah, today's episode, like I said, is about Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. So I want to talk about how, and we're going to talk about both games and try to have them both like in their own category and stuff. But each topic will kind of talk about, okay, here's how we did for this game and that game. So don't, try to differentiate them if you can. But today, let's talk about how did you get the game if you even remember? Because I think we were all in like middle school. I think I was in 6th grade when this game came out, or at least when Black and White 1 came out. So Black and White 1, I remember I think I got it for Christmas. It's literally a Christmas present for me because that's how I had, and it was actually my second Pokemon game ever or third technically. I had Pearl that I stole from my brother because I thought Pokemon was stupid and lame and Mario was the better Nintendo game. Yeah. And then I saw my brother play it and I was like, oh, I want to play that game. And so I played that game. And then I got Platinum because I was like, oh, Platinum's like great. And then I got Black and White after that for Christmas. I didn't get any promos. At least I don't remember getting any promos. I think my mom, though, bought me the strategy guide. I don't have it anymore, sadly. But I used to have like a bunch of strategy guides. The only two I have is the Explorers of Sky one and the Platinum one. But they're beat the fuck up. They're barely together. Black and White 2 I actually did not get until like way later. Like I was in high school and then I got it finally and was like, oh, I'll give this one a try. And it was fine. It wasn't, well, I still enjoy, I think, the first one more, but I know I know the opinion on that is very opposite. Let's go ahead and start with LJ. How did you get the game? What first, thoughts about it and all that?
So I was getting most of the games actually like on launch, I think Diamond and Pearl onwards, so all through Gen 4. But then when Gen 5 came out, I don't remember why or what reason, but I actually got it like I think a few months after it actually released. Like I think it was just happenstance. Like I was in the mall and I went to the GameStop. I'm like, oh, you guys have a used white version? Like, yeah, I might as well get it used. Save a few bucks, especially because I was in like I think 7th grade at the time. But I do remember before those games came out, watching everybody play the games early because that's back when they didn't have global releases and people would fan translate them. And so it was just cool, and I was learning all of these different Pokemon names with like the wrong names. Like I still remember my favorite one, Minchino's name is like Chill Army. Like it's Chill Army, dude. It is funny. So cool.
I love that. Cool. What about how did you get Black and White 2?
Oh man, I don't even remember that
it just appeared. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh yeah, it happened to fall on my lap somehow.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Fuse?
So I believe I got Pokemon Black when it came out, which is Zekrom on the front. Is that white?
Oh, Reshiram,
Pokemon Reshirams.
Yeah.
I got Pokemon White then because that was the one with Zekrom on the front of it. Because they're
the opposite. It's very weird.
For whatever reason.
Very weird.
As far as promos go, I don't remember getting a promo because, like I said, I was about, I think I was like 9th grade or so, maybe 10th grade, maybe a little bit higher. But I don't remember the promos I got. I know that I definitely like played it from start to finish like a couple of days because I was a huge Pokemon nerd and still am practically because
wait, we're talking about Pokemon?
Nice Pokemon stuff around me. Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon. Are you surprising me?
Well, that's crazy.
Not Call of Duty?
Yeah, not Call of Duty. Call of Lame.
Lame.
And then when I got the opposite game for when Black 2 and White 2 came out because I wanted to try the other one out, and I don't remember the promos for that one much either, but I do know I liked both games. I honestly, if I had to pick one, I liked Pokemon White more than I liked the second version because the second version was just like, I don't know, it's like they took parts that we kind of didn't almost need in a sense and just kind of gave it a story, just I assume because Nintendo wanted that fresh money, if you know what I mean.
They had to justify charging us money.
Yeah, charge money for another game.
Yep.
But at least that's my thoughts on it all, to be honest.
I remember, so this, like I said in the Gen 6 episode, Black and White were the first Pokemon games I didn't get like on release. Or the only ones I never, I got on release when I was a kid, at least. So like I got Diamond and Pearl when those released. I think Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, me and David, we got those very, very soon after they came out. But Black and White were, I'm pretty sure like it was like maybe almost a year or two after they released. You know, I was jealous. I was like, oh my gosh, my friend Bryant has a game. I want to play. I don't have it though, you know. But I remember I got, you know, same as always. Me and David got the upset. He got white. I got black. I think it was, you know, knowing, little baby Gabe, it was probably a used version as well that I got at GameStop. If not GameStop, it would have been Walmart in my town that I got it at. But I think, you know, so obviously no promos because it was, you know, well after it came out. And I remember for Black and White 2, did those come out probably, what, a year after the originals? Is that when it was, or something like that?
It was
Around
like,
a year and a half.
I gotcha.
So.
I would say it was a little bit of a hot minute, but it was one of those. It was like, I don't know. They kind of released it. It felt like it was under the radar. Like it didn't feel very advertised or anything.
Exactly. But that one, I know me and David, we got those, if not on release, we got those soon after, instead of, you know, waiting a year or so since, you know. But, and then for that one, it was weird. So I got black, but then the next time around I got white 2, and then David got black 2, you know, even though he got white in the, so, you know, we just, because like we were like, hey, let's do this, and then like David was like, oh wait, we messed up, like the story's kind of, you want to keep white, and then we'll play white 2. If you got black, you play black 2, whatever. Not the biggest deal, but we kind of had a laugh about that just because you know, we were trying to do the opposite thing again, but it kind of like shot ourselves in the foot. But still liked the games. I thought they were a lot of fun.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean, so I guess my first impressions, I think I still have better nostalgic memories with Black and White 1, but I think when I revisited, I did enjoy Black and White 2 a bit more. I did a Nuzlocke, it's just like on my own. I before I started streaming Nuzlocks and stuff, I would do a lot of Nuzlocks just on my own time. Which is why I'm shocked that I can't beat them on my on stream, because I would do them all the time on my own and be fine. But yeah, I had a really good time with the Black 2, and it was pretty fun. What I remember, I like it's. I mean, some of the story changes are not unnecessary, but it's like a fresh enough thing. It feels more like a DLC, honestly. It feels like they should have just made it like a DLC, but I mean, I guess at the time they weren't doing that yet. But Black and White 2 definitely feels more like a DLC. The story is definitely a little more interesting, at least because I watched like the Pokemon Journeys anime thing that they have about the story, and so that like flushes it out a little bit more. And I was like, ooh, this is kind of neat. This is kind of crazy. They're on the ship and the ice is shooting and blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. But yeah, anyways, Fuse, what do you think?
First impressions, I definitely enjoyed my playthrough of Pokemon White, and then when Black 2 White 2 came out, I did mine also as a Nuzlocke, because I was like, I could do this little Nuzlocke challenge thing. It seems pretty easy. And you know, on the time I didn't realize that there was like guides and stuff online, so you can figure out what level you need to be at for stuff. So when I rolled up on the electric gym leader Elsa, I got destroyed because I was like 7 levels below what I needed to be.
Dang.
Because I find the trailers like, damn, they're actually like on par with me. Okay, I can handle this. We're at a pretty decent level. Okay, we'll go to the next trail. I was like, okay, they're like about 3 levels higher than me, but that's fine. I'm sure the gym leaders around the same thing. Show up, Elsa throws out like level 37. I was like, oh, staring at all my nice little babies that like in middle stage at best. I was like, oh shit, dude, we're gonna lose.
Freaking
Destroyed.
Yeah,
I think that gym leader was the first time that I was like, oh shit, hot game characters can be hot. What the fuck?
oh my god.
Honestly, same.
Hey, I had my awakening in Pokemon Cynthia. Okay,
We all
that's
love
fair.
it.
I
was
Respectable. Respectable.
Surprisingly enough, I don't know if it was because I was too young or whatever, but my awakening, I don't know if I had an awakening with Pokemon, but anyways, that was the first time in like a game I was like, what's going on here?
I know for me, I had a crush on Whitney, like back when I watched the show. I never really watched a lot of the show, but like I was gonna say like 2001, you know, we were watching like a few of like the episodes, and I was like, I have a crush on Whitney. I remember I had like a dream one time. I was like we were like holding hands and like, you know, throwing Pokeballs or whatever, and then but that was, you know, that was a very short-lived, like, just dumb, like, you know, like 5-year-old game, just what a cringy childhood memory. But I think
Did
I
somebody
remember.
make a fan art of that of Gabe and Whitney like skipping
Whitney
with
holding
and
hands, like,
Oh, dude,
like
Quinn's
throwing
already.
Pokeballs together.
yeah, they're like in a field with
Such
milk
great
tanks.
Gaylord.
Oh my god.
But then I remember in the games, my first character, I had like how to crush, like game-wise was May. I was always
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, May. You know, like when I first booted up Ruby and I saw her, I was like, she's so cute and fun, you know, whatever. And
Yeah.
I do this, man. You like ever like you're in the shower and you just like thinking about cringy things you said or remember doing, and you're just like, oh god, I did that.
Oh my god.
I can't believe I was a kid.
Yeah, right. Well, what was your first impression other than that, Gabe?
You know, God, it's so hard to go off that. I had fun. I liked the game. I was excited to play Pokemon again. I was still on the high that Gen 4 gave me, but I remember this was like the first time in a Pokemon game I like really started to think about how the region was a place in the world. I always knew, oh, Kanto is a real place, Johto. I think is Johto a real place? Is that a real or is that a fiction? Okay, yeah, Johto's the real.
They're all based on like real places, yeah.
I know Kanto technically is an actual real name for a real region, and well, whatever. Regardless,
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
know
oh,
what you mean.
this is cool. It's, you know, this is, you know, the States. Like it's kind of like a New York City, you know, kind of that area. So I thought that was really cool. You know, seeing like this new, fresh, like 3D modeling, which we already had, of course, in Gen 4, but in Gen 5 it was like refined, and you know, it was obviously a little bit more in depth with everything. But I just booting it up, and I was like, dude, these legendaries look so badass, and I'm excited to dip my toes into it. One thing I didn't recognize about the map though is with all the regions up until then, the maps were kind of, I don't mean messy in a bad way, but you know, it wasn't like a linear path. I feel like I remember in Black and White, it is a straight up linear path, and then it's a circle, but you go in a straight line the whole time, which I kind of was like a little underwhelmed. You know, not underwhelmed. I was a little upset because I was like, it doesn't feel as natural, you know, for a map, you know, which, and like, that's okay, you know, whatever. But I kind of liked, you know, how you go to this city, but then the next city's over here. Yes, it's kind of a little tedious sometimes, and it makes the pacing, it throws pacing off a lot, you know, if it's not, you know, done correctly. But that's what
the linearity wasn't as obvious in older
exactly.
games.
It was not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which we'll get to that more later. But
right.
Yeah, LJ, what was your first impressions?
Man, I was so excited when Black and White like just came out. I remember the camera angles like majorly threw me off guard. I felt like they were the first times we were really getting 3D, because like especially on some of the bridges, they like had like this really sick like super high top down
bridge.
Yep.
First time, I was like, oh my god.
I remember I was playing the game on the bus in the morning with my like friends, and I would boot it up, and they saw, or I was playing. Actually, I was in the last cutscene where you're fighting N, and like the legendary comes in, and they were looking at that, and they're like, "Whoa, that's crazy graphics for a DS. That's insane."
Right.
I was just like, I'm like, I know, right? This is so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
And they had like actual cutscenes in the games too, which I think was also pretty new for Pokemon.
Yeah.
At least for the main series. And then also it was the first time we had like, I feel like real tangible version differences. Like I think is it Route 4 or Route 5? I want to say 4, where it's like either industrialized or it's more desert, based on which version you have. And then same thing with the 8th gym city. I forget what it's called, but how that one's changes based off of which version you chose, and the gym leader changes, and like I thought that was so incredibly cool.
And it changes even more in Black and White too. It gets even like it's like the changes like even crazier.
Right.
But,
They added a couple new cities in Black and White too, didn't they? I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they put a couple at the top in the north, and then also when you're like starting out, you're start out in the far south east instead of like at the very bottom.
That's right. I'm looking at the map now, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
on
cool.
That, like little island area. Yeah. And then nostalgic. I remember the first time I was playing these games, back before I was really even a shiny hunter. I was in Nimbasa City. I did just get my ass kicked by Elsa, and I was like, okay, I need to go catch Pokemon. And so I went to go just see like what was on the grass to the west. See, was on the grass to the west.
Yeah.
And the first like patch of grass that I stepped in, I got an encounter, and it was a shiny Chillarmy, a shiny Minchino.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
And then like after that, like I'd gotten a couple random shinies before, but after that one I was like, no, this is fucking sick. Like I'm going to look for these. And honestly, that's what really jump started it.
The great awakening of shiny hunting.
Minchino is so cute too.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, oh, it was adorable.
My first shiny was in, this is in Gen 4, so, but it was a full odds Wooper, and I was in the Safari Zone, and it was pink, and I was like, why is that thing pink? And so I just threw a ball, caught it. I don't know where it is. I don't have it anymore. It's lost to the sand of
dead.
time, sadly.
It's just
But
gone.
I did get that, and then I also got a full odds Geodude at one point. I remember that one was really vivid. Oh, just a goal. I was like grinding in one of the like the rocky paths or whatever, and I ran into a gold Geodude. I was like, what the fuck? What is this guy doing here?
Your
Why is
first
it gold?
couple were a little sketchy. Safari Zone and Geodude.
Yeah, I know, right? But
I have a Gen 4. I have a Gen 4 shiny story, but I'm gonna save that for next episode.
Okay, yeah, that is next
For the property of Gen 4.
Yeah. But
Because it's
speaking
heartbreaking.
of first impressions and fun memories, I think I already know LJ's favorite Pokemon from this generation, but which starter did you choose, and what's your favorite what are some of your favorite Pokemon multiples from this generation?
Listen.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Fuse. Yeah, go first. Go first.
Snivy wins, and that's it.
Snivy is sick.
Wow.
Snivy is amazing.
Oshawott, I still like Oshawott more, but Snivy is beautiful.
Snivy, Servine, Superior. Like I like the entire aesthetic.
LJ, you look like you got something to say.
I loved Snivy and I love Servine, but Superior. And I feel like honestly that's how I am with most of the final evolutions from Gen 5. They're all just a little bit lacking in my opinion.
Yeah,
But a little bit.
Oshawott and Nuat really have grown on me recently, and I think it's because of Legends Arceus that I really got a newfound appreciation for them. But they really grew on me.
Oh, he's getting something.
Uh-oh.
He's standing up. What?
Oh, he's
Why
ready.
is he T-posing?
He already liberated his Pokemon.
Mom,
He
I
can't
threw
find
up. Mom, get the Pepto-Bismol.
Bob, get
Mom,
the
I flew up.
Pepto-Bismol.
Oshawott is.
You
He's like,
fool up.
what? I thought I had it on.
Did you kill that one too, bro?
Did
He
you
went
liberate
somewhere,
it?
went over there. Anyways, I chose Oshawott. Yeah, he's my boy. I love Oshawott.
I thought Samurott was so sick, bro. I felt bad for
Yeah,
David because David got Fireboy.
Cool.
Tepig is
Tepig was fun,
cute, but
and like whatnot. But I don't know.
Tepig or Pignite and Embor. Sorry, I got Sarah B pulled up. And you guys know what's
but,
up,
like,
right? No, I'm just
I just think Servine could have just been like, I don't know, it's cool, but at the same time it's not like it loses its arms and it's just a big old snake, and I don't know, it just becomes so fucking lackluster. I'm just like,
I
Don't
feel
you
like there was a
trash
lot
the
of
snake?
potential.
The snake's cool.
I don't know. There's cooler snake like not Arbok, Survivor, is that what it's called?
Oh,
yeah,
Survivor.
Survivor's the
Survivor.
coolest snake still. I'm sorry, I just had to say it.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up, Austin, because that's a surprise for you today.
No. Okay, all right.
It's your turn.
my
Are you ready?
It's my turn to get dragged.
Yeah.
Austin, I need you to stop dissing Grass Snake, okay? You nerdy fanboy turtwig loving ass. You literally lost to Smeargle base game
Oh
Gen
my
7
God.
while potion spamming. While you're talking smack, check your audio settings for double mic, you boosted 8.
Oh no, bro, he's fucking coming.
What
to
is-
your
okay.
throat.
Who
my
was
God.
that? Who was that?
Ludwig.
Oh, that's Ludwig? That does not sound like Ludwig. That does not sound like Ludwig.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
Ludwig. What do you mean?
I guess it is a little bit now that you say it, but I don't know. This is not. I was like, it sounds somewhat familiar, but it was still a little foreign. Well, thanks, Ludwig.
Garbador.
Thanks, Ludwig, for shitting on my everything.
Love you, Ludwig.
Anywho,
Dang, we got Ludwig on the podcast.
I
That's
know.
insane.
Yeah. Yo, I got ties with Ludwig gamers. You guys know that? And Yami, Yugi, and Kaiba.
Yummy.
well, you know what,
Yummy?
Ludwig? You're short. I met you in person, and you're up to my shoulder.
Oh my
Boom.
Hey,
goodness.
whoa.
Oh my god.
Respect the short king.
He is a
I
short
don't
king.
know. I don't think Ludwig would lose to Smeargle base game Gen 7. I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Anywho, Gabe, did you also? I was so. Why does Smeargle have water gun? It's a
Spine up.
God damn, bro. You,
Sorry, let's continue.
You're fine. You're fine. Gabe, did you say it already, or am I dumb?
Well, so yeah, I got Oshawott. David got Tepig. I felt so bad for him. He was like, "Bro, I hate Embor." I'm like, "Dude, Ember is so ugly. I'm sorry. Fire and fighting again. Are you kidding me?
Three generations in a row that did fire fighting types. I thought Ember and stuff deserved to be like fire ground or something, because it gives the pig vibe for me at least.
Right.
And I thought that'd be kind of a little bit more unique, because what's the last fire grounds that we have? I was gonna say Macargo, but that's fire rock.
Camera.
Did we have a
Camera? Yeah.
Camerupt? Okay, I was thinking Camerupt. That's why.
But I thought Samurott was like I think Samurott is gorgeous, and I think in ours like the Hisuian form is like even prettier with like the red it has. But this game gave me some major whiplash with some of the Pokemon. Like I love Zeb. Is it Zebstrika, however you pronounce it? But then
Zebstrika, yeah.
I think that one's gorgeous. But then Unpheasant, I always get the bird. I feel like that's a normal thing. People get the bird type, and Unpheasant is the ugliest thing ever. Woobat is very strange and kind of ugly. Scolipede, I never used bug Pokemon, but I love Scolipede.
It's like ugly cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of vibe with it.
They introduced just some weird ones and some cool ones, in my opinion. Because so the one, when I say weird, I'm talking about vanilla.
Yeah, which
ice cream.
It's cute. It's delicious, but it's like
it's cool. Like literally cool, but like it's okay. But then they introduced stuff like Litwick and Chandelure, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I do like those. What are some other of your favorites, LJ?
So my favorite is Trubbish. I feel like you had a feeling I was going to say Minccino, but I love Trubbish. I think especially because like I just remember waking up one morning. I didn't really regularly watch the show, but I remember waking up one morning before school and it was just on. And I was watching the Trubbish episode, and it's like these preschoolers, and they loved him, but the teacher made them get rid of him because he smelled bad. I'm like, oh dude, this poor little Trubbish, and he was so sad, and the kids were so sad. I'm like, dude, he didn't want to smell. Like, he's just doing his fucking best out here, man.
He's just existing.
So
he is just
he's got a soft spot for me.
He's just existing.
He's just the trash man, bro. You gotta have
He's a trash.
Hey, he's doing
He's the
what everyone
garbage
else.
goober.
Yeah.
To be fair, this does introduce, in Gen 5 at least, introduces one of my favorite legendaries of all time,
Garbodor.
which is Victini.
Victini.
I love Victini.
Actually,
I guess that is a
technically.
pseudo.
I combine them both. That's just my thing, because they're both extremely rare.
Actually,
So
wait, does your dad work at Nintendo?
Special event Pokemon.
actually,
how do you know?
technically, it is a mythical, not a legendary. Get your
that's a
facts
good one.
straight, nerd.
I always called Verizon. I didn't use it. I called
it Verizon too.
I'm pretty sure I said that. Yeah.
The phone company.
for the I just called him, and he had the V on his head, so
Yeah, y'all got Verizon Wireless?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, bro! I got that AT&T.
Verizon Wireless.
Bro,
I do. Speaking of another Pokemon that I really like, I love Excadrill.
That's a
Ooh, that's a good
great
one. That's a great one. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I'm like, yeah, that was a fucking man. Among Us was ahead of its time, all right, boys.
Among Us was ahead of the time, dude.
I need to say.
Majorly.
Oh wait, that was the mushroom one, right?
Yeah, but it's Among Us, so it's sussy.
This introduced Zoroark.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pokemon.
word.
And
Yeah.
that,
like the best fucking
changed
pseudo of all
competitive
time.
play. Everyone was so thrown off by it, dude.
Yeah, that's a crazy Pokemon as well. Just
oh my
general.
God.
You know what actually is, I think, a little slept on? And I'm not even sure that I like it, but I think that I might, is Heatmore. I always forget it exists, but it's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, it's like the anteater looking one, right? It's
The
like a
anteater
it's like a
yeah.
less good Heatran, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
good
basically.
still, but it's like it's not legendary, so it's you know what I'm saying, but it's still
Well, that's
good.
the thing. Heatran is an ant, so I'm pretty sure that Heatmore would eat Heatran.
True.
Like, if, logically.
Big
Yeah,
snack.
if you think about it, yeah.
Big snack for big
honestly,
boy.
if I'm looking at this, there's a lot of Pokemon that I really like that was introduced in here. Like,
Me too.
I thought, like, my favorite dragon, Hydreigon,
Oh yeah.
is in this
yeah.
generation.
Yep.
This also introduced Volcarona, our first firebug type.
Oh yeah, the
It's so
bug,
pretty.
big moth guy. There's a lot
Dude,
of good
the
Pokemon in this
relic
game.
place for that was so sick.
I never
Yeah.
got it. I was
It
so
was.
mad, bro.
I did it after the game. I
Okay,
figured it out.
does
I was like, oh my
anyone
god.
else remember in this game there was like ruins out in the water somewhere, like in the post game, and they didn't
Black 2,
serve-
White 2.
Yeah,
Yes, black
and they
2, white
didn't
2.
serve any purpose. Like you couldn't get anything from it. But everybody and their moms, like I remember me and my friends, we spent like a week trying to figure out. Because we thought it was like, oh, there's a new Reggie in here, and we just need to figure. Like I remember vividly now, like exploring those ruins and being like, okay, I need to go. It's like 3 dots. Oh, it's in Braille. I need to go this way, this way, and unlock this room. And oh my god, it was. I love when Pokemon does that kind of shit, even when it doesn't amount to anything, because it's like this, like you're like digging. And you're like, oh, there's like a crazy thing. That's like why I love the little sword stake things that are in Scarlet and Violet. When I like just randomly came upon those, I was like,
What's this?
hello?
What
This
are
is
these?
cool as shit. It's not related to anything, and they're just there. This is such a cool little thing to find and look for. But yeah, anyways, go ahead, LJ.
I feel like stuff like that like just really adds to the mystery, like,
Right.
and it just makes the world feel a little more full,
Like
when it
alive.
has that kind of lore and exactly, and just kind of stuff that's randomly there that we don't know why it's there. And like I did the same thing. I remember it would be like counting down with those ruins of like, oh, the wave is going to wash you out in like 2 more rooms, and just constantly trying to like get to the end of it and find whatever legendary I thought was going to be there. And if they do remake these games, or if they make sequels or legends or whatever for it, I would love to see them do something with those ruins.
Right.
Same.
Yeah, same. Honestly, as I may sound dumb here, but as a kid, did anyone else think that Buffalant was the evolution of Tauros?
It kind of looks like it, you know. I
thought it was gearing up to be.
Yeah, because I tried to breed it so I could have a Tauros in the game, and I was so disappointed when a Buffalant came out. I was like, what the fuck?
What is this?
Because I love Tauros. Tauros is my favorite normal Pokemon of all time. I was
Nice.
like, I'm so bad.
So I know they did like Gen 5, it was kind of like a mini soft reboot for Pokemon. Do you think that like some of those Pokemon like that do bear a resemblance to earlier ones were kind of a early version of regional variants, like Buffalant being so similar to Tauros, Alomomola being so similar to Lovedisk. Also, I'm very surprised that I said that name right. And then Bungus and Amoonguss having that similar like Pokeball disguise as Voltorb and Electrode. Like,
Oh
you think maybe that was kind of like
It
a
could have been them
precursor?
experimenting how I guess the public, the community values them basically, because Among Us was such trolled on in Gen 5, but then afterwards it became such like a staple in competitive play even now.
Right.
So it's so funny.
Is this the
I
last
hated it.
generation where we've gotten a full like? Because I think this one had a full like 150 reset of Pokemon, and you did not have any Pokemon from previous gens show up until the post game. Like, is this the last game that we've had that? I think so.
I think it's the first game we've had that.
Yeah, I think it's the first game actually, if I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because no. Oh yeah,
'Cause
no. Hoenn
Gen-
still had
yeah.
that too. Yeah, they still had Gen 1 stuff. Yeah, it is the it's the I think it's the first and only game. That would be really cool to see more games do that, have an entirely original dex, which I know is like hard for them to do, but it was such an interesting concept to me. But yeah, anyways,
I hated Carablast and Shelmet.
What about
Man,
this?
it confused.
Simisear, Simipour, Simisage. Oof.
Hey, they're
monkeys.
apes. They're part of
Slept on.
the apes.
Slept
okay?
on,
They're
slept
here.
on, true.
They're chilling. They're slept
Aren't they
on.
like weak though?
Well-
I thought I remember them being like they're kind of like weaker.
well, they're more
They're
for like
weaker,
type coverage.
but like for type coverage, they're good. Plus, you
Yeah.
get a free little
Like,
guy.
they're fun.
The
Yeah,
opposite
it's
of
a free little
your
dude.
element. Yeah, a free little dude just trying to do his best.
Well, kind of going back to the ruins and stuff and like a lore and story and whatnot, what did we think of the story, the characters of this game? I know I'll start on this is like the story was like kind of crazy to me. I was like, whoa, they're going the whole Peter route with this. They want like to free Pokemon and whatnot. And so to anybody in the chat, I say the chat every time. Anybody listening,
Chat.
the way the story goes, and spoiler alert, the way the story goes is you are a Pokemon trainer and you run into a group of people named Team Plasma. Team Plasma is a group of people who up front at face value supposedly want to free Pokemon from trainers because they think that battling them is wrong and it's abusive and blah 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 blah, which is something
Right.
that we kind of all have asked ourselves at this point, like, isn't this kind of like, oh, this is kind of like dogfighting, right? But As you get through the game, you learn that their motives are moot because they're actually just manipulating people to release their Pokemon so that they can have all the Pokemon and use them against people to rule the world in a sense. And along your journey, you're still doing the 8 badges, you're collecting all that stuff, but all the gym leaders have a lot more personality in this game, in my opinion. They also contribute to the story a little bit, and you also run across some cool characters like N, literally just the letter N. Everybody loves him. Twitter loves him. And he's kind of like he's like your third rival in this game. You have 2 childhood best friends that are your like rival companion that are the same age as you. And then you run into N, who is like he's like the antagonist rival, if you will.
Was he part of Team Plasma?
Like, friends with him. He was.
He
Yes,
was.
part of Team Plasma.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
He genuinely believes that like the message of Team Plasma, like Pokemon shouldn't be controlled, they should be like in a partnership with people if they want to be, and that kind of continues through the game. And he kind of has this like Michael Jackson upbringing of like he was at like a Neverland Ranch castle thing until like very recently, and so he's like has this weird. It's really weird, but. In the end, you go to the Elite Four, and at the Elite Four, there's actually like this cool twist ending. Instead of going straight to the champion, once you beat the Elite Four, Team Plasma comes in and they like take over the whole operation. A giant castle appears from the ground, and the gym leaders that you've met along the way come to like your aid, and they help you fight all the Team Plasma grunts away. And the final champion battle, air quotes, is actually N. You fight N at the very big end of the game, and that's your champion battle, and you beat him. And you could come back and you fight the real champion, Elder, and that's a fun fight too. But that's basically the story. And then N realizes, hey, I'm just gonna go off and try to like help Pokemon and be mysterious and hot. And that's basically the story, which is kind of like the more serious, like really philosophical question that we've gotten in a long time in a Pokemon game. Where like, is Pokemon in general, is it amoral? Is it not like a cool thing? But yeah, anyways, that's kind of the story of Pokemon, of these games. Black and White 2, they kind of basically Plasma comes back, they do the same thing. Getsus is like a really evil guy who was manipulating N from the beginning, and you have to fight him at the end of the game instead of N, and then N comes back and like helps you at the last second, and it's really cool and fun. But yeah, that's the general gist of all those games.
Helps you.
Yeah, I know. Let's start off the Gabe. Gabe, what do you think about the story? What do you think about your characters, all that jazz?
So the part I remember most, of course, is like N's castle with that. It's like that kind of innocent kid music, but it has like that, that kind of creepy. Isn't that where it is? It's almost a little like a dollhousey or whatever, because you go in
like sinister, but still like innocent
and cutesy. But because you go in his room and you see, it's like just a little baby room. It always reminded me of, if you guys have ever seen Spirited Away, when she goes in the Yubaba's baby room, and it's like that creepy, like that creepy, innocent, like sinister kid room, whatever. That's what I always like instantly thought of that. But I thought the whole. The motive of Team Plasma, yes, I understand why they, want to liberate Pokemon before you learn that, they're manipulating you, they want to take over a world and steal your Pokemon. Yeah, that's obviously very dirty and bad, but I mean, the whole time growing up, I was like, Pokemon, you catch them, then you develop a bond with them. It's not like you're like, tying them down, you're like, you fucking listen to me, whatever. So I was always like, I mean... The Pokemon, maybe at first, you throw a ball and it's like that Pokemon was like, what? No, I don't want to be here. But I always thought, Pokemon was very, there was no reason really to like liberate them, because I just did it. I did the air quotes. Because
all your listeners love you to death.
Love you guys. But just because, it's all about, the relationships we made along the way. And, the whole reason, you have a Pokemon is because they love you and they want to be there with you. So I always thought that was a little silly, but it's still a good story. Those are just my, thoughts on that.
What about you, LJ?
Yeah, I feel like all of the characters were really cool from this game. Like you said, the gym leaders felt more lively, and I really liked how the first gym leader actually changed based off which starter you chose. Like, I think I just really loved the changing gym leaders. Like, it gave the games a lot of variety, not only just based off version, but based off of just kind of, what you chose. And then even at that, like, you could choose to get your elemental monkey right then or not. Yes. So like, give yourself the upper hand or go at it with a little bit more of a challenge. And I really liked how in Black 2 and White 2, they referenced your character and like the events of the first game, and I'm like, oh, they're talking, like when I was younger playing through those games and I was like maybe 13, 14, I was like, they're talking about me. That was me. I did that. Yeah. And like I thought that was just such a cool like reference. And I also thought it was really cool seeing Alder's grandson in the second games, like again, just adding to the world, making it feel a little bit more full, a little bit more lively, a little bit more of its own living, breathing world in a sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's that was the best part about it, and some of the characters are really iconic. I mean, Iris is always really cool. That's like one of my favorite characters from this generation. I also enjoyed a lot the gym leader, the dragon gym leader with his beard was really silly looking, and
Drayden.
Yeah, it's like a mask, but it's also not. It is I don't know why I always enjoyed his dumb beard, but it was really funny. What about you, Fuse?
I like the fact that when we're actually fighting the big bad team, that the gym leaders actually got off their ass and helped us.
True. So true.
Like when we got to End's Castle and like we're about to fight like a huge row of Team Plasma agents, the gym leaders show up like, it's okay, we're gonna take care of this. You go take care of End. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, please.
I don't want to do a big 12 fight before I fight the big bad. Honestly, I think one of my favorite characters of all time would have to be Clay. The fifth gym leader, the ground one, because he played no nonsense in a word. Because when Team Plasma showed up, they're like, well, no, you're getting out of here right now, or else I'm gonna kick your ass myself. You hear me? And then you go fight him. We capture all the dudes, and then Team Plasma puts like an ultimatum, like, hey, you either give us the Grand Councilman's back, or we're gonna blow up the city. I'll say, okay, well, go on, get out of here. But if you come back, I swear to God, I'm gonna drill your asshole, dude. I swear to God.
I will stick my
You know
on
what?
you.
I will send X-Control up there, baby. You're dead.
I think in the second game you literally trapped them all in like one of those like shipping
an ice
containers.
fridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I was like, why are they hiding in here? It's freezing.
Yeah, he's like, let's just lock them in there and ship them away.
But like, wait, no. What if they like start knocking on it? It was a prank. Please.
Pranks.
Prank gone wrong.
Exactly.
But if I say, honestly, I like all the characters themselves have like their own breath of fresh air, if you will.
Breath of
like
the
I
wild.
like the bug gym leader was an artist, but he also displayed his art in very essential way. Like his gym was the most memorable for me because the first one was covered in honey, which was a little bit sus, but I'm not going to go into that right now. And then the second one, he like revamped it and did like a entire like spider web system where you go in and it brings you up to the first floor. It brings you all the way back up to his room. I thought that was really cool. As far as some of my least favorite characters, I can't really pick one. I mean, I'm not really a Bianca fan in the second game. I liked her in the first one. Second one, she's just the professor's assistant, which I thought was like, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, she gave us a Pokemon, so I don't mind that.
True.
So,
True. Well,
I don't like the second rival in Black and White 2.
he's a bit of a
Hugh.
sourpuss. Yeah.
Like he's on a rage-induced path for a Purloin. That's right outside the
Hughes,
town.
It sounds Hughes, someone on a raging path for a normal type. That sounds exactly like you. What do you mean?
Listen. If it was me, I'd just go catch another freaking cat. Okay,
It's not a cat. Purloin is. Oh no, wait. I thought it was a Lillipup.
No, Purloin.
I think it was Purloin.
No,
it
they go
Purloin?
for a
Oh.
cat. Yeah, I
he
could go out
uses
the
a
route,
herdier
grab
slash
as much
like-
free
Okay.
as I want, dude. It's right there. It's Freelo.
Let's go get another one.
Yes.
Maybe
Just catch
he was
another for your
nuzlocking.
sister.
Maybe he was nuzlocking and he needed to.
Well, then he's failing at nuzlocking. Oh my God.
Every counter is precious to him, you know.
My God, this dude's failing nuzlocking like Yamiko. Oh my God, dude.
Whoa.
What if I told you guys a Cumula
Yes.
town with Furret walking up an escalator for all eternity?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well, that's a great segue.
Yes.
Into the music. Gabe is our music boy. Gabe, show us off some music. I want to hear this
Oh,
game's music
dude.
is literally like stellar.
Okay.
I think it's some of the best in the series. So yeah, talk about it.
Hey, that's
Tell me
good.
about it,
First
man.
of all, Driftvale City, guys.
Oh my god. Why are you starting with the negative?
I hate Driftvale City's theme. This stupid. You know what? Here, I'm gonna add my my audio real quick on OBS just so I can you know.
No
here.
one talk.
Okay, where is it? So audio, output, desktop audio. There we go. This song. Oh my god, it's not playing it through my desktop audio. Okay,
I was
here.
gonna say we can't
Yeah.
hear it though.
Yeah, you won't be able to hear it, but just that. Okay, here we go. It's coming. Here we go. I hate this. It's so. Something about Driftvale City is it's just ugly, man. It's just ugly. Yeah, you guys obviously. I know you can't hear it right now. So just, yeah, I know. Well, I don't know how to play. But. You know, so Driftvale, I know everybody loves that song. It's like you see all the memes, everyone dancing, you know, just like doing all that stuff. I can't stand it. I don't, you
Why
know.
don't you share your screen real quick, like so we can like hear it when you play these things?
Oh yeah, I got you. Here, let's see. So.
It's not gonna affect our audio or anything.
Right. So literally, is that it? Can you hear? Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, dude. Yeah, start dancing, Austin. Yeah, bust a move for the lovelies.
This shit is great. I don't know why you hate this. This is so good.
I'll jam along with this song with you guys, but it just makes me think of like country music, which I hate country music, even though it's totally not country music at all. I don't know. If this song was like a sibling, it would be the annoying little chubby cheeked like Lil Timmy. That's like, can I have your DS? Can I play? It's my turn. My turn. Fortnite. That's.
You got games on your phone. You say it sounds country, but the trim leader is Clay, who's clearly a Texan.
Yeah, I mean like.
So it's like it's there.
Listen.
It's just there.
I don't.
Definitely wouldn't say that's like the weakest or anything. But anyways,
It's a very.
I'm sorry that the music is fitting to the scene. You gang.
It is very fitting for sure. I just, dude, that song it makes me mad these days. I don't know why. I get very unreasonably, irrationally angry when I hear this song.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Accumula Town. I think that's how you're Accumula, whatever. That sounds like a Pokemon, Accumula or whatever. Gorgeous music. It's just, dude, Ferret going up a never-ending escalator until Gen 4 remakes are coming out. Wait, they're already out. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find Ends. I swear I just saw it. Yeah.
probably earlier.
Oh yeah.
Because
Wait.
you encounter him fairly early.
Okay.
Ends Castle.
We'll do Ends Castle. Actually, let's see how this is.
That's the creepy one.
Is this the? Wait, what about the? No, I'm thinking of his room. You know, I'll just search it. Ends room
This is kind
theme.
of crazy how good this music is though for like a DS.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
This. So this. It kind of sounds like
This
Mario.
is creepy.
Like a like maybe like Luigi's Mansion or like
Yeah.
or something like that. I love this track. Just in. I miss like, you know, when I played this game, I missed Eternal Forest so much just because that song is very, I can't think of like the perfect word. It's very pretty, but there's something about it that's a little haunting. Obviously the old chateau being there, that is, you know, supposed to kind of be the reason, but you know, in forests
You
are,
play
what's up?
the gym leader victory, or like you're about to like gym leader's last Pokemon. That's like the best one, in my opinion.
Let's see. Okay. Last Pokemon music. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this. This is a bop, bro.
It's so good.
It is literally so good.
So good.
But I'm gonna be honest though, you know, this game has some really good music, but coming out of Gen 4, I still prefer Gen 4 music over this stuff. That's, like I said, it's not a jab at all to it, except for Driftvale City can go die in a hole.
I think they're on par with each other. If not, this one might just be a little bit better, honestly. I love Gen 4 music, but that's just where I'm at with it. I think it's on par, if not better.
Actually, I kind of want to hear the surf music. Sorry, and then I promise I'll be done with like it on my end. Surf.
music.
Yeah, because don't do this. You don't want this fucking smoke with music, bro. Nope. Nope. I'm muted. I'll mute that. I don't fucking know.
This shit is so good. Play that right now.
Stop it.
Troll me.
Oh no.
It won't shut up.
What are you doing?
We can't stop it, Ken.
Hold
No, it's
Oh, I'm taking my headphones. Oh wait, you're good. You're good.
I was like,
I'm literally gonna
that's
have a
gross.
panic attack.
Usually when I press it, it just stops automatically. I was like, oh shit.
So this is the surf theme. Oh, that's loud. Ooh, that's a nice. That's kind of like a quick like bouncy beat going on right there. Okay, that's fun. That's still not as good as the Call of Duty 4 main menu music.
I'm gonna call my duty on your mom. Whoa.
What?
Stop, bro. Only once a year. Okay, sorry.
Anywho, thank you, Gabe, for that lovely sampling of music. And let's go ahead and get anybody. LJ, what's your opinion of the music? How do you enjoy it? What are some of your favorite tracks?
So yeah, it has
you don't
great
have to,
music,
yeah.
but more so than the tracks, I like the dynamism with it. Like, you can interact with things in the towns that could affect the music.
Yep.
And like, there's certain routes where like, if you're walking versus standing still, it adds like a little drum roll to it. And there's just so many small details with music and with sound design in this game that I think are just absolutely just incredible. They didn't need to do that. I didn't even know about some of them until like less than a year ago even.
I didn't know about that until you just told me, so that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got so many things. Yeah, when I found out about the drum roll, which I learned from, I want to say it was a Blue Boy Finn video. Yeah, it was absolutely mind-blowing.
Cool. Nice. What about you, Fuse?
I like the music.
Great job. Perfect. Don't play it. Don't do it.
I was tempted, but I don't want to re-delete it again. I feel like the music got me entertained because it's also like I said in Gen, what was it 6? No, sorry, Gen 8. It was one of the ones where like whenever I'm playing the game, I usually like listen to my own playlist and stuff and music and like turn the volume down. Gen 5, I was always entertained with it though, because it would always do like those little changes. It wouldn't be the same thing on constant repeat. So that's why I pretty much liked about it. So I give the music like a very, very good score.
hey,
Especially Driftveil City.
look, can you look up Cynthia's theme real quick? But that'll lead me into my next point. Just look at the piano when you walk into the house. Post game, Cynthia's intro theme from Black and White though. So
Oh god.
when you find her in that hut just randomly, and she's like, "All right, buckle up, bitch, we're gonna fight."
And you're like, no.
Yeah. Dude, Cynthia straight up was ready. She said it is on site.
It is on like Donkey
And
Kong.
she's like, "Oh, I also have."
Right.
Which, because it's still at that point, so that means she had two. She had Spiritomb and that Electros. So she had two Pokemon that had no weaknesses. And like that fight is even harder than the fucking first time you fight her in Gen 4. It's insane. But post game was pretty cool in the first games because you fight like Kyurem. That's always a fun one. Like he's a cool legendary. I like how they expanded on Kyurem more in Black and White 2 and kind of made him like the main and like the fusion thing that they did with that.
Sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to.
You're good. We don't need it anymore, but I appreciate it.
You had one job, Gabe.
Yeah, post game was cool. I don't remember honestly. That's really all I remember from the post game. Do we have any? Let's go back to LJ. LJ, do you have any memories of the post game or anything significant?
From the post game.
Yeah,
mostly just finding the Swords of Justice trio just scattered across the region randomly.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Like I think in Black 2 White 2 especially, it was a little more random. Oh, and also all different kinds of legends in Black 2 White 2, like Latios in the Dream Yard, Cresselia just sitting on a bridge. Yeah, they had all kinds of legends just scattered. I remember Meskrit outside of a museum for what? For why?
just hanging out.
He's just vibing. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool, just kind of legendaries existing.
Yeah. It was like finding like Verizon and what are the other three in the cave, and then also the roaming legendaries are pretty fun. Tornadus and Thundurus and Landorus. Yeah, those are fun roamings to see. I don't think they're definitely like weaker legendaries.
Actually,
but still.
Landorus isn't roaming.
Oh, excuse me.
He is in. I want to. What's his play? I want to say it's called Abundant Shrine, but I don't feel like that's right, but it might be.
Something like that. I think you need like both of them, and then because you only get isn't it like you get one per game, Thunderous or Tornadus, and then you go and get him if once you have both of them or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're version exclusive. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho, any other thoughts on the post game, boys?
I got a couple.
Give it to me.
Oh,
Give me
sorry.
2 views.
So I really liked because that was the part where I went and found Volcarona in the ruins, and then I also got to fight Alder, which I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah,
post game as
the
well.
Alder fight is post game. Yeah.
And then
Alder
was the original champion, the like
champion, yeah.
flaming really old guy. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe him. And then finding out about the different variations of Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus, the fact that they can become four legs. I was like, I was trying to remember.
They can?
Oh
I thought
yeah,
that was like
Variant forms.
Yeah, it's
Variant forms
forms
using the Dream Radar with the 3DS, dude. Yes.
Huh. I thought that was like a later gen thing.
No, it's Gen
Oh.
5. It was just with like a spin-off.
Oh, cool.
Little
All right.
spin-off actions. Genesect was also in that game too.
Genesect was like, was that an event Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was just.
So
gifted.
was Victini, unfortunately, but I still
Yeah,
love
I
Victini.
got Victini because I remember being like, event Pokemon, that's crazy.
Oh my god, craziness. Craziness.
Oh, also something post game that I thought was really interesting. I really like. I don't know if she's post game in Black and White too, but Iris is just a really cool champion in general. It's like one of the more memorable champion fights. I love her theme. It's really pretty. And then also the arena that you're in is like, it's like this giant star field and it feels like you're in space and it's like, whoa, this is actually like a really cool fight. But it still feels like really fun and upbeat like Iris's character is. That was a really cool. I enjoyed her much more as a champion than as a gym leader.
Yeah, I thought two things. The one that they actually gave that a homage in Pokemon Journeys where they actually have Iris being the champion of the Unova region now, which I thought was really cool and like very fitting. And two, I was just thinking about this when you were talking about it. The fact that in Black 2, White 2, they actually went and did homage to the fact that Zekrom and Reshiram were actually a combined Pokemon at one time.
Yeah.
And then that's the husk of it all is Kyurem. And that's how they were able to fuse and combine in Black 2, White 2. That's why you have like the fusion with Kyurem with Zekrom or fusion with Kyurem and Reshiram, and they become like a much like stronger-ized unit. Honestly, what I think would be really cool is like to see like eventually like some weird type of fusion. Maybe if they ever do like Unova remakes of all three of them to see the original form they were before they crashed into Earth. I thought that'd be really cool to see.
What was I remember there was that co-op mode. It was like the white zone, the black zone. Is that what it was called? That was like my favorite.
Oh, are you talking about so yeah, there was using the Entralink, you could like play in each other's thing and do Fun Fest missions. But there was also White Forest and Black City. Yes, dude, I loved those. And you could like vary your encounters in White Forest and vary the trainers in Black City. Oh my god, it was
you get a lot of unique encounters in both variations.
Well, Black doesn't get encounters; it's trainer battles. White gets the random encounters because it's just kind of that again contrast of like it kind of industrialized versus more natural.
So coming out of Gen 4, you know, we all love the underground, just like running around the traps, doing co-op, you know, capture the flag, all, you know, the bases and stuff. So me and David, you know, my brother David, we would, you know, I was like, oh my God, dude, we can do co-op in this game? And he's like, yeah. And so we did it. And we were like, they were the cool. I thought they were really, really cool with Black City and White Forest. But I remember I was a little bummed, you know, because I was like, I want to see your character, David, like how you could, like in the underground, you could see your buddy right there, you know. And I'm like, David, let's go run around in White Forest. But then we realized you either can see your friend's character, but they don't move around in real time, or it's like, or you don't. But it was still a cool co-op experience overall. Yeah. But I just remember at the time I was like, oh man, I wish I could like run around with you, just catch Pokemon. But I understood what they were going for with those. I still preferred the underground though a little bit.
Yeah. So then, yeah, that's good. So let's just go ahead and I think we've kind of dissected the game enough. What is everybody's overall rating of this game? Like, what do we? 1 being dog shit, 10 being Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, the best game ever. I think I give this one like a 9, like a 9.5, 9, something like. It's pretty damn close to like the ideal Pokemon experience for me. it's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good to me. Just so many aspects of it. They really knocked it out of the park, and you can tell there's a lot of effort and whatnot. So, yeah. LJ, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I forgot how much I loved these games until we were talking about it right now. Like, these are probably some of my least played games, and that's a tragedy. I'm gonna have to give these at least a 9, but yeah, I think I'm gonna match you with a 9.5.
Okay, nice.
Just because there's always room for improvement. But,
oh yeah,
I mean,
for
really,
sure.
they could have gotten
especially when it's a
10.
Pokemon company. Anyways,
Yeah.
These days, especially, right?
Fuse.
All right. Well, the fact that Spot Ups is not in the game, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
That's enough.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We
sorry.
almost
All right,
went in a
sorry.
whole podcast without you talking about it. Damn it!
I have to do it.
Fuck
Okay.
you, annihilate.
But it could. Okay, shut up. So it could, including the music and the fact that I like this, the breath of fresh air that all the gym leaders gave for like their own uniqueness. I'd actually have to go with a 9 out of 10 because I think that's good enough for right there.
Yeah, for sure. Gabe.
I'm very, very close to you guys. I'd say 8.5 to 9. The music, you know, I was on such a high from Gen 4 with the music and everything. You know, I still liked the music in this game, was a little bit let down from the music, and then also the map being a little linear the map was very alive. All the cities felt awesome, you know, most of the time, you know, for the most part. Just that whole kind of linear map. Sorry, I'm like 2 cups of coffee in right now. But yeah, just kind of the linear map. It worked, but for me, it just didn't feel as alive, I guess, as the old games, when it comes to the maps, at least. But that's a small thing. It doesn't really weigh too much in IMO, but you know, so I'd say 8.5. It gets a badass seal of approval from me for sure. It is, I think, a very, very good you know, Pokemon game for those who have played it and those who haven't played it, you know, together. Mm-hmm.
Well, that will conclude our discussion about Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Pokemon Day. We're going to give our little predictions, and then we might dabble with some games that we're currently playing. So let's start about Pokemon Day. Gabe, we'll start with Gabe, and we'll circle back to me. What is your Pokemon Day prediction? Let's just do like one, maybe 2 things.
Sure. So I think it'll be, you know, they'll probably show some like, I'm not like a big Pokemon Go fan, so I'm sure but you know, so I don't really care that much about it. I'm sure we'll get some of that, and then we'll get like, what did Quinn mention? It was like Pokemon Cafe or whatever, like whatever, just kind of,
yeah.
I hate to say it, but kind of just throwaway content, you know. I'm just like, whatever. And then there's at the end, it's gonna be like a lot of our recent directs. There's the one thing at the end that kind of makes it worth it, you know, to kind of go through it. I think, you know, there'll be a big, you know, thing that happens, whether it's DLC for Scarlet and Violet in a much needed patch, I'm sure. And then maybe they'll announce another game made by a different developer that, you know, obviously has been working on the game for maybe a couple. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Legends Unova or whatever. I think that would be cool. Get kind of back into that game because, you know, Arceus was kind of, you know, that game, it was so fun, and they just kind of, you know, just didn't do anything with it. I don't know.
I think if you gave Arceus the mobility, like you kind of get it, but you get it really slowly. But if you gave Arceus the mobility you have in Scarlet and Violet, it'd be like perfect Pokemon.
Right. But
yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, they need to stop throwing out Pokemon games. I agree. If it's the Pokemon team doing all these very quickly, like Call of Duty, like, yes, they'll lose their flavor. But I mean, they've been doing different teams, like the remakes of you know, Diamond and Pearl. That was a different team technically. It was like contracted or whatever, saying. But I don't know for sure, though, of course.
Got you.
That's me.
I agree for the most part. I mean, that sounds like pretty sound predictions. Fuse?
So I got 2 things, and I probably have like a giant list, but I'll go with just top 2.
Keep the top 2.
So I'm almost 99.999% sure that they're going to talk about Pokemon Sleep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And here is why: is that the PokemonSleep.com literally redirects you to the direct happening tomorrow.
Oh.
So
what is sleep? Sorry,
that's pretty evidence.
Nobody knows.
Don't worry about it. Okay. No one knows. No one knows anything.
It's fine. That's Pokemon Cafe instead.
Nobody fucking knows what it is.
Number 2, I would really love to see them give us the final yes, this is gonna happen to a Pokemon, like Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Ruby, Gold, Silver, being on Nintendo Live on the Switch.
Oh, they have to. I'm sure they will. That would be like stupid.
I've heard a lot of rumors that I'm pretty sure is discredited about there being like a classic collection kind of deal.
Yeah,
I just like them just introduce the games and in general. Those would be my top two, if not for like either like another Legends type of game or like a Unova remake kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar predictions. I think it would be a travesty if they did not put at least some of the Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games.
Just give us I'll take the first three.
Even
I'll take the first three.
In my opinion, I really think what we need desperate access to is the GBA ones specifically, because like the Game Boy ones, they're on the 3DS, and the 3DS, I'm sorry, Nintendo, is very easy to hack and get all those games on,
which you've never done. You don't do that.
I've never done it. I actually haven't.
We never do that. Well, I always play on my console.
Yeah,
I love console gaming.
I'm still, listen, the 3DS, it's still on the console. I still have a 3DS, Nintendo. Don't sue me, Shigeru. Anyways,
Shigeru.
That was really bad. But for the most part, those are just like the access to those games, those GBA games, is so horrible. I mean, like those carts go for hundreds of dollars now.
Jeez, man.
We need some way to access these games without emulation, and it's gotten really like Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire. Like
it'd be such a treat to get those, man.
It would be too. Anywho, besides that, another I would say like a left field theory. I think the Legends Unova, honestly,
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
I just want more Legends.
I'm kind of feeling like a Legends Johto.
Ooh,
kind of cool.
That could also be cool.
Time travel.
Yeah. Ooh, true. You travel.
I mean, we could get like the origin of like the burned tower and stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
If we get a Let's Go game, I'm gonna uninstall everything Pokemon.
Come on, don't.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
The animation's pretty.
Yeah, I guess
it's
in
a cute game.
retrospect,
Yeah.
they're better than other games for sure. But anyways,
let LJ talk.
Yeah.
No,
us, LJ.
I didn't enjoy Let's Go too much, but I do gotta say they have some of the best, most Pokemon graphics from newer games. I'll give them that. But no, for what I expect. Okay, right. I've got like expectations and like wants, right? So I expect DLC. I expect Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games, especially since Nintendo just announced those. It's kind of fruitless for them not to. It'd be so easy for them to release those games and make easy profit, and I could absolutely see them announcing it right before Pokemon Direct. Then Pokemon Direct happens, and here you go. Here's really the big selling points. And so I think from a marketing standpoint for them, like that does just make sense. So those are kind of expectations. I would love, especially now that we've just spent this whole podcast talking about Gen 5, would love a Legends Kyurem that goes over the Relic Castle on Route 4, goes over the Undella ruins where you had to dive and go through all of those, and when they were in their prime, and actually show something in those sea ruins. And also goes over the original legendary that was Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem, the all three all-encompassing. And I know that I'm not the first person to say that. That's not like a unique thing, but it would still be really incredible to see. And I feel like there's a lot they could do with Unova. And then, crackpot theory that's not going to happen.
Let's hear it.
Give it to me.
Coliseum XD ported to the Switch.
Oh my god.
With compatibility to physical Gen 3, because we did say there's not as much accessibility with Gen 3, and they could easily, the technology is there. Switches have GameCube adapters. GameCube,
we have the technology.
We do. They can do it. It's so easy. Switches have GameCube controller adapters. GameCube has GameCube to GBA. You can easily do that and make it very quick and easy to transfer your Gen 3 physical game to a virtual Colo XD and then directly to home. Like, save yourself 20 steps.
Oh my God.
It's
And
not going to
hundreds
happen. But if it happened, and they could easily re-release the tech, If it happened, oh my God, dude, I would die. I would spend every penny on it. I'd go bankrupt.
I would love another like Coliseum XD game.
Right.
Those are great.
They're great. They're fantastic.
I remember when I first played XD, I was like, there's no Ghibliers, where? I was like 9 or 10 or something. I was like, what is this? But I remember I loved it. That was obviously no jab at the game. I just was very confused because that was the first.
Oh my God, Shadow Lugia!
Wow. But whatever. We'll go. But and if we don't get if we don't get GameCube thing tomorrow, or Red, Blue, Yellow, yeah, blah, 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 all those games. It's gonna happen very soon. I feel it. You know, it's like necessary at this point. There's no, you know, there's
Gonna riot.
Yeah, we're gonna riot with Toad. with Toad.
With Toad.
With the peach.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see tomorrow. Well, as we're recording this the day before the Pokemon Direct, so by the time this comes out, we'll see if our predictions have come true or not.
That's
so
right.
Leave a comment below if we were wrong or right, or how stupid we were, or if we were gonna pop off if we were right.
Just say that Fuse was 100% right.
Spidops was right.
No, Spops is garbage.
You know, I'm on Team Spidops actually now.
Yeah.
You've converted me.
Yes.
Team
Spidops.
Spidops. I'm still neutral on this because it's such a dumbass argument.
Yeah, exactly, because Annihilate's the best.
Wrong.
So, anyways, let's take do a quick lightning round of what we're playing currently, and I think we can wrap it up, boys.
Yes.
For me, I just went and bought last night Kirby's Return to Dreamland and Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler, I'm going to play by myself. I'm not going to stream it. I'm not going to make content of it. And it's been kind of fun. It's my first JRPG. This is it, boys. I took the dive. My first JRPG.
Oh my goodness.
Great music, adorable pixel art. Love it.
Yeah, the pixel art is so pretty, and I've enjoyed like the characters so far. Like they're pretty charming. It just feels like an anime, honestly. I'm just playing through an anime,
Like a pixelated anime game.
Yeah, and I'm only like an hour in, so I haven't really sunk my teeth because you know those games have like hundreds of hours to sink into. So I haven't really gone into it too much, but I've played it. I've played a bit. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. So, but yeah, what about you, LJ? What you been playing?
So in terms of content, I've recently been actually shiny hunting something in Gen 5. A little bit of a secret there. I'm just going to say something to do with dreams. And then in terms of playing just kind of on the side, I've been getting back into Smash a little bit more recently.
Yes!
I'm an Isabelle main.
Melee or four?
Smash Ultimate.
Ultimate. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Ultimate.
Yes.
Have you seen
by the way,
new...
love the hat.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen the tech, the new Steve tech?
No, wait, new Steve tech?
Yeah, so there's a new Steve tech that literally he can cancel like any F smash. It's like people are like rioting to ban Steve now because of it. It's like literally it happened this today. Like it like got discovered today on Twitter. It's insane. He can literally like cancel out a combo and then start wombo comboing somebody while they are mid combo. It is insane. It's literally like meta. It's like it's more ridiculous than like Meta Knight levels of like OP-ness. It's insane.
Yeah, that's literally broken.
Yeah.
Dang,
so
they
people
need
are.
to patch.
Yeah, they need a patch or just. We're just gonna have to ban Steve. Like I like Steve and I like him in the game to like play and like see because he has really cool combos and stuff. And yeah, he's broken as shit, but it just will be a shame if we have to ban him altogether because just for the health of the game. But yeah, anyway, sorry, continue. I just wanted to throw that in there because I saw that today.
You, Steve.
Dang, the viewers named Steve are rioting right now.
I know.
Steve, you get no bitches.
Anywho.
No, yeah, that was about it. Been playing Smash. Been trying to better my Isabelle game. Might start going to some more locals.
Isabelle, okay.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Nice. Fuse, what you been playing?
So I've been doing my Crystal Kaiser run of Pokemon, and I'm honestly at my furthest playthrough. I'm actually finally beat Whitney this week, and then I'm now gonna go fight Morty, and it's a nightmare, and I'm so stressed about it. But we're gonna ignore that. Besides that, I've actually made a second Twitch account for YouTube not YouTube content, Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I've named it Short to Fusion.
Oh, I love that. That's so smart.
I'm gonna dabble with it probably around April. I want to get like a couple things ready for it first, but I already got the name, so it's locked in place to do like Master Duel content stuff. Maybe like I'll do like, I'll do it on my free time and see how it goes. Maybe do like one day a week just to see how my community vibes with it, and then see how else it goes. So. Because I didn't want to do it on my main channel since it's like a huge change from what I usually do. And I don't want to dip into all that stuff. So I figured it'd be easier to do it that way. Bro. Dude, I will watch a guideline on YouTube. I've not. I played one Zelda game as a kid, but then I played mostly either Mario or then I was really into DBZ, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. So I just...
If I had known this information prior, I would not have been on this podcast. You need to play Zelda.
Listen, I know Zelda. I know he's the dude with the
Like
sword.
in a biblical sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right, Gabe. Tell me. What about you? What games have you been playing recently?
Okay, so I also just got Kirby's Return on Dreamland Deluxe. Very fun game. It's a game I like to play off stream. It's just cute. Kirby games are fun. You know, like kind of collectathon 100% them, all that stuff. You know, they're not the hardest games until like the post game or the or when Pichu's in the game. But you know, very fun game. And then also Breath of the Wild. That's usually what I've been streaming lately. Is a lot of Breath of the Wild. It's a great game. I love that game.
That's a Zelda game.
That's right. And you play a lot of Zelda games.
You miss Fuse
Oh no.
butchering Zelda stuff.
Oh god.
Dude,
Anywho.
it's always, I get chills every time Zelda pulls out the Master Sword.
I know, dude.
Oh my god, every time, bro.
Dude, Halo is such a brave guy, and he does not afraid of anything. I love
my
him.
He
God.
does not afraid of anything.
Well,
God.
I think that's gonna do it for us on the Boost of You podcast. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure that you comment, subscribe, like, follow, do whatever you do on the platform that you are listening on. It really means the world. It helps us out, get our
We
feet
love
and
you.
wings, air under the wings. Yeah. So LJ, where can they find you? Where can we see your beautiful content?
You can find my content Twitch and YouTube, Shiny Collector, Twitter, Shiny Collector _. I do post flexing pics.
He's a very
and
buff boy.
Instagram at Shiny Collector 98. I'm not very active there, but we'll get it going again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just followed you, so there we go. I did it.
All right.
Nice.
Well, thank you again, LJ and Shine Collector, for being on this podcast. Boys, do you got any last bits for us here?
Driftvale City, am I right, gamers?
Oh my god. No.
Undella Town is
right.
gorgeous too. Just saying.
Elsa can step on me.
True. Based. That'll do it for us on the Boost You podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week with Pokemon Generation 4, Pokemon Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye. I love you. It's the ball thing. Remember?